Hello and welcome to our next video. In this video we're going to continue cleaning up our layout, concentrating on a couple things in the NavBar. So we'll have a little bit of cleanup outside of the NavBar and then also the NavBar specifically. So you should have your project up and running at this point. If you don't, just go ahead and get it started. You should have it set to container fluid if you want to have the full spread like I'm showing here. So what we've noticed is that we have this application name up here, and then we have a home page which has some default stuff it's rendering, an about page which has some default stuff it's rendering, the contact page which has some default stuff it's rendering, and we don't have any way to get to our contacts. And having a word contact when we're in a contact manager might be a little confusing, so we might change that a little bit too. Let's go ahead and look at the shared layout CS HTML again. So here we have at viewbag title is myasp.net application. So let's actually change this at viewbag title, and then that's going to be basically the page we're on or whatever page is rendering its title. And here we're just going to put something about our contact web. So I'm just going to say, let's call it awesome contact web. How cliche, right? But this way we can just show how we can change some of this stuff around. And when we look at our NavBar, we have our application name right here. Now this is the application name that you see right there. So let's go ahead and change this to Awesome Contact Web as well. And if you wanted to get even more creative, you could maybe do something like your name's contact list manager or something to get your name out there. Or if you were actually applying for that job, maybe you put your submission or something that would grab their attention. Note that when you click on it, you can tell it where to go. It's going to go to the home controller, the index view, and you can actually pass a few things into it as well. And so it's kind of doing that by default. We don't really need to change that, but if for some reason if you wanted it to go right to contacts, when you click on the Awesome Contact Web link that will show, you could change this right here for the controller to the contacts controller. Now again, remember, it's going to be in the solution here, Explorer, we can see, our contacts controller is named whatever this view folder is. It's also the same as the name of the controller itself without the word controller. So contacts is our controller or home or account or manage at this point. So we're looking at contacts index. And so now when I click on that, it will go to the contacts index page right away. And so you'd have to log in if you were not logged in. The home and the about and the contact page is great. Let's go ahead and change this to say contact us so we know it's not the actual contacts manager that we're looking for. And it's still going to go to the contact view on the home controller, so that's okay. And here we have a nice space available, this list item. If you don't have a fourth list item, go ahead and create one. And if you'd also like to take some of these out, feel free to. If you don't want the about page, just get it out of there. It's up to you what you want to do with your website. Really, you need to start making those decisions and how you want your pages to look. And you could actually list your contacts first if you wanted to. Now, what do you want to call this? Let's just call this My Contacts. And it's going to go to the index page in the contacts controller. And so now that action link, when we click on it, it should say My Contacts for its link. And then it will go to the index view, or the index rendering in the controller on contacts, which renders the index view. And note this login partial down here. What is that? Well, that is actually the ability to do that login on the right hand side that has the register or login, and that stuff's all done for us. But if you wanted to look into that in more detail, you could see that information right here in the login partial, and that shows you where that stuff is at. So if for some reason you wanted to change the word register to create an account, you could do that right here. So now if I save that, let's go ahead and go back to our page and hit F5. And when this renders, we should see application name change, and we should see our new menu for My Contacts, which didn't show up for some reason. And we see that create an account is now here instead of register, which is fine. We can leave that or change it back, whatever you want to do. But I'm not sure. Oh, my layout is not saved here, so let's save that. Apparently I never saved it after I put in that link for the My Contacts, so there it is. So now you can see if I click on Awesome Contact Web, it's going to make sure I'm logged in. Let's log in as my Facebook user here. And this should take me right to my contacts. And of course, if I would have clicked on this, it would have done the same thing, and we still have our other links and everything else is good to go. Note this changes to hello and your name. So if you wanted to change what that message is, you would just need to find it in the login partial, wherever it's saying hello, user identity, get username, and change that to the way you want it to be. So note that clicking on it takes you to the manage controller on the index page. Isn't that interesting? So I can manage my account by clicking on that. So that basically wraps up our video on doing a little bit of cleanup on our NavBar and the ability to see our My Contacts link now. Without having to type contacts anymore, now we can get to our contacts and be able to work with them. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.